Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my summary of learning. I want to start out by saying that I am not going to pretend that I became some kind of technological genius during the course of this class. There was so much information and so many resources to take in that the best I can say is that Alec, with his smiling face, and of course the rest of my wonderful classmates in Count 355, have helped to lay a foundation for the digital fluency that I hope will come later. I found some things I liked and some I didn't about technology. A lot of it has been pretty overwhelming, but that's kind of the point, you know? Discovery, growth, change. So at the beginning of the course, our second tech task, an anthropological introduction to YouTube, was a big eye-opener for me. The video made me realize how truly vast the internet was, and also that not all of it was frivolous and irrelevant to my future as a teacher. There are so many resources out there now that I don't know how I'm going to get through half of them, but at the same time it's really awesome to have that many resources, because one of the biggest challenges that teachers face is to keep their kids interested, and with that many things out there, there's gotta be something, you know? TED Talks, for instance. I could probably spend the next year of my life watching these videos and not reach the end of them. For instance, there are so many of these videos that there is one called The Secret Life of Plankton. Yeah, I don't know about you, but I don't even know how to deal with that level of knowledge of my world. I do not need to know about The Secret Life of Plankton, but there it is. We've also got this, Cogdog blog, whole bunch of digital storytelling technology. Flickr, I know a lot of people, myself included, were really excited about 5-card Flickr stories because, you know, they're a good teaching resource and they're good to know about. Alec also introduced us to Google Docs and sites for organizing bookmarks online like Digo. And the great thing about him introducing all these new resources to us is that it kind of sparked my curiosity, so now I'm starting to compile lists of resources of my own. For instance, this blog, the Cool Cat Teachers blog, it's got news articles, tips, teaching resources, anything, you name it, they've got it. Or I'm also starting to find the writings of other educators. Marvin Bartel is an art professor in the United States, and he has some really cool ideas about creativity and teaching kids to use their brains and their imagination instead of just memorizing things. That kind of leads into the social networking part of the class, which honestly I found to be a little more difficult than the rest. I'm not one of nature's bloggers. I often spent 2 or 3 hours putting together a single post, which is utterly ridiculous, and I've never been into Facebook or anything like that. Even so, I found it really cool to connect with more experienced educators on Twitter, or to have teachers and even people outside the teaching profession get involved with my blog and give me advice. So I did discover that I liked this site, Tumblr, a little better than WordPress. Tumblr uses shorter posts, so I found it easier to work through the posts of other people and for other people to work through mine. So, you know, it kind of made it easier to connect with random people, which is wonderful. So despite the difficulty that I had with blogging, I really enjoyed most of the tech tasks, except spreadsheets. I mean, really, spreadsheets. But the tech tasks pushed me to do things with technology that I'd never really done before and probably never would have done without this class. So, you know, YouTube videos, podcasts, advocating piracy. And although I say this reluctantly, even the spreadsheet was a new experience for me. So all in all, I started this class in a place where technology didn't really have a place in my future as an educator. But now, despite the fact that I'm nowhere near being an expert, a lot of these things have and will continue to have a place in my life and one day in the lives of my students. The path has been marked out, and now all I have to do is follow it. So thank you to Alec and all of my classmates, or future colleagues, I should say. The journey has been excellent so far, and I hope it continues to be so in the future. Farewell!